Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Devil's Den. We are back again tonight to go over tonight's game, the New Jersey Devils versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And I don't want to push my luck, but arguably one of the best games all year. Hands down from every perspective, except maybe one. So, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den, and this time we are going over tonight's game, Vegas versus New Jersey. Golden Knights versus Devils, and the Devils win 6-5 in overtime against the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champs. So, let's get into this. I don't want to get into too much detail about the sort of the nitty-gritties about the game, but in my opinion, this was one of the best games that New Jersey has played all year round. And I understand that some of you might be looking and watching this going, this man is insane. Did he watch the second period? But I promise you, we will get there when we get there. So, let's get into this. First of all, we opened the game in regular New Jersey tradition by going down 1-0 almost immediately into the game. Like 5 minutes into the first period, New Jersey goes down 1-0. But you know what happens? Instead of New Jersey going into what feels like a regular pattern of them just slipping away and hiding into their shell, they do the thing that I wish they had been doing all year, which is buckling down, taking the game seriously, and getting back in it. And they do. By the end of the first period, the game is 2-1 New Jersey with goals from Nico Hischier, from Meier, and from Bratt, and the second goal scored by Curtis Lazar, assisted by Haula and Bastian. The reason I bring up these goals in the particular is to show guys that traditionally aren't always mentioned, first of all, and two, guys that I think get a lot of crap for not stepping up when they should. First of all, being Timo Meier. He has had, granted, a really bad year with injuries. With the first first I'd say quarter of the season, he didn't really get off to a really good footing. He got injured, came back from injury, was fantastic, got injured again, and is now starting to come back into his own. One of the things I really liked from Meier's performance tonight was how aggressive and how physical he was in front of the net, which led to that first goal going in. So, first goal goes in, Hischier gets the goal, captain by captain, assisted by Meier and by Bratt. The second point being by guys which don't get enough credit on this team are guys like Curtis Lazar, who is, in my opinion, on the fourth line, an unsung hero, okay? I, at the beginning of the season, heard that we were getting Lazar. I didn't really know a whole lot about him, and I was like, okay, he's just another one of these ex-Washington Capital guys. He bangs against the boards. He's a bruiser, he hits, whatever. It's just some random fourth line guy. But he's come up clutch in so many situations. And, they're really particular situations where, you're watching and you're like, damn, Lazar's actually really good. So Lazar gets a goal, right? And he gets the assist from guys like Haula and guys like Bastian, who, again, has not had a good year this year. Bastian's basically done nothing all year. He's had maybe a couple points here or there, but realistically, he's the guy that you call in maybe to be a little shit, but also to be physical, to play in front of the net, to get under people's skin. That's his job, and he does his job. But anyways, 2-1 at the end of the first period. And then we go into the second period. And now, before we move to the second period, the first period, we totally washed Vegas. We washed them. First period, completely dominated by New Jersey. Okay, maybe dominated is a little bit of a hard word, but we definitely owned that first. That first period was all ours, okay? We played really, really well in that first period, despite giving up the early go-ahead goal, okay? So now we move into the second period. And oh God, that was not a good second period. I'm not even going to try to defend the second period. It was god-awful. Because we start off by getting another goal. And New Jersey goes up 3-1. This time Toffoli gets his first goal of the night, assisted by Nemitz and Ball. Okay? It's a very nice goal, and we go up 3-1. And then everything sort of goes to complete shit. Vegas scores not once, not twice, not three times, but 4 unanswered goals. So what was originally a 3-1 second period is now a 4-3 Vegas. And I go, oh, here we go. It's happening again. We get a lead. Vanecek can't make a save. Defense can't do their job. And it feels like we're back to normal New Jersey hockey. But wait. Because... Sorry, did I say 4-3? I meant 5-3 Vegas. My apologies. But then... End of the second period, what ends up happening? Tyler Toffoli scores again for his second goal of the night from Dawson Mercer, making it a 5-4 game going into the third period. And I think a lot of people went into that third period like, I can basically turn off the game. I already know how this is going to go. Great, we got a goal. It's 5-4. It's still Vegas in the lead. Their goalie's been good. Their defense has been good. Their forwards have been great. And I think this speaks to a lot of fans that have become disenfranchised, pun intended, with this franchise over the last couple of months. I'm not saying that it's totally unfair. Because I think when you have a year like last year, where New Jersey was just amazing the whole year, right? To this year, where it seems like it's struggle after struggle after struggle after struggle, that I get people wanting to be like, oh, here we go again. But this is where we as fans have to stand by the team and sit and watch this thing to its inevitable conclusion. Except this time it was not the conclusion that we expected. So, we go into the third period, we're down by 1, and Curtis Lazar, for his second goal of the night, ties the game at 5 in the third period, and he gets an assist by Nemitz and Bastian again. So Bastian gets 2 assists, Lazar gets 2 assists, Toffoli's got 2 goals, and we go to overtime with a tie game. And the third period, like the first period, we absolutely dominated the night. Dominated. Vanecek played a really good third period, except for maybe the one time where he bobbles the puck behind his net and doesn't get back in, but that's... We look past that on a win, okay? We look past that. Vanecek not having a good second period and then having a really, really good third period is something that we should take note of. This is a goalie which has had struggles in terms of he lets in 1 or 2 and then immediately either all confidence dissipates, evaporates, disappears, whatever word you want to use for it, okay? He goes into the third period, puts his head back on his shoulders and goes, okay, I need to keep the puck out of the net for the rest of this game. And guess what? He does. He does not give up a single goal in the third period and keeps New Jersey in the game on a couple of, I'll say it, a couple of really good saves. Okay? Our forward and defense, especially defense, played such good shutdown hockey. There was a note that I made earlier in the game. on Twitter, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, please go ahead and do that. It's at Devil's Den Reacts on Twitter. Anyways, shameless plug. That I made a note that Vegas all game have been playing the typical Western Conference style of hockey, which is big bodies on defense, body them out, overpower them, shut them down, hit them hard all game long. We had 3, 4, 5 breakaways. I don't think we scored on one because every time we tried to get in there, the Vegas D guys would just body us the entire time, right? You'd be in the, New Jersey would have a breakaway, right to the goalie, right down the middle, and eventually by the end of the breakaway, we were off to the side because the Vegas had pushed us off the breakaway, got a stick tangled in, and was able to defuse it. That's something that New Jersey has had a hard time with. But in this third period, they didn't. This third period, they banged up guys, they got their sticks in the way, they tangled up other guys, and they successfully defused a couple of really good chances for Vegas. So this was a game where we have to go, okay, the Devils are capable of playing good defense. Oh, the Devils' goaltending is capable of having a really bad period and then shutting shit down for the last 20 minutes and letting the team get in a position where they can come back into the game and tie it up, which they do. So, end of the third period, game's all tied. We're moving to overtime. Again, this is a Eastern Conference small, young, talented, fast team versus a bigger, burlier, more physical Western Conference team in Vegas going up against each other in overtime. And in overtime, New Jersey completely washes them. We spend nearly the entire overtime in Vegas's end. The entire overtime in their end. It's shot after shot after shot. And eventually, Tyler Toffoli scores a hat trick in overtime to down the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champs. Huge 2 points. Huge confidence maker game. Big game for Vanecek because we know now that he can mentally bounce back. Big game for the defense because while the defense and goaltending may have shit the bed in the second, they knew in the third period, I have a job. I have a dream. The one day I won't get scored on 4 or 5 times in a period. I have a dream that we can be a comeback team. And that's going to bring us to the title of today's episode, Maximum Effort, because it was. They showed heart, they showed grit, they showed determination. And in a season where it feels like they haven't really shown that, we should take games where they do, or periods where they do, and go, hey, look over here. There is hope. There is light at the end of the dark tunnel. And I think it's good if we as fans point this out. Yes, they have not played well this year. Yes, there's been major struggles. Yes, there's been major injuries. Yes, we should have a conversation about coaching and defensemen and goalies. And I know it's fun to shit on the team and give them a hard time and constantly cut their chops. But games like this are important to keep in mind because it shows you the capabilities of this team, injured or whatnot. So, that is going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to wrap it up here. Devils win a huge confidence game. They win it in overtime. Tyler Toffoli gets a hat trick. I've been saying for 5, 6, 7 videos for him to step the hell up, and he does. Thank you, Tyler Toffoli. Nico Hischier gets a goal. Thank you, Nico Hischier. Meyer gets a point. Thank you, Timo Meyer. I don't know what else you want me to say, guys. I'm really happy about tonight's game. Definitely work to be done. We can't have second periods and that all the time. But man, they can do it. This game has reignited the fire of excitement, the fires of hope, that this team can not only make the playoffs, but actually flourish. So, as I said before, I'm going to head out of here, guys. That's going to be it for me tonight, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.